Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you 3 prompts from my October challenge that I'm doing. The artist prompt list that I'm using for this year is in the description. I'm using the hashtag WeirdWildsInked, and it is an artist named Micah who created all of these prompts. I just wanted to do a video showing the final versions of some of the sketches, and if I changed anything on any of the prompts from my sketch video, you could see that here. I'll also be including some tips of things that I've learned to do in order to successfully do an art challenge, because they can be, as they're called, challenging. So this drawing was from day 1, and the prompt was Bigfoot, and the descriptive word that was included with it was curious. And this one already was very challenging for me because I have never drawn anything remotely close to looking like Bigfoot, and he wound up just looking like Chewbacca. But is there a real difference between Chewbacca and Bigfoot? One is like a space Bigfoot and the other is just Earth Bigfoot? I don't know. I guess with this prompt, it really challenged me because no matter what I did, I felt like he had to be in some sort of environment. And while I do sometimes do environments, they're not a huge focus in my work that I do. So I tried to do my best at creating a scene for this Bigfoot, and basically what I did was my first thought was to have a hole in the tree trunk, and in the tree trunk there would be like a spiral or something alluding to there being another like a portal to another dimension. And you know me, I put eyeballs on all of my work. I just love it. I love putting an excessive amount of eyeballs on everything. So I thought instead of a portal in the tree hole, I put an eyeball, because you can tell it's my work because of how many eyes I put on everything. It's ridiculous. And I really went like hardcore on the inking on this tree, dude. Like, wow, my hand hurt so bad after this. Basically, I'm doing kind of like cross-hatching, more like vertical lines, but I'm going with the shape of the contours of the tree. So around the curves, I do curved lines to give any shading, and I have this zoomed in really large when I'm doing this kind of shading. It's a bad habit of mine when I do digital work that I end up zooming in so much that I think I overthink the amount of detail that these daily drawings need. And sometimes it can be kind of stressful because I am basically looking at my artwork under a microscope when I do that. And it's really hard, especially if you have a hard time with longer term projects or projects that take more than an hour. It can be daunting because you're just like, wow, look how much more I have to go. So here's my first tip for these challenges. Don't zoom in so much. I'm gonna challenge you, don't zoom in so much when you do your digital work, because you also have to think, like, what size do you have this set at? Will you ever print it? Will it ever be larger than the size you set it at? Probably not. This is obviously for digital artists, but I would argue same thing with traditional media. It is so easy for your eyes to just be inches away from your canvas or paper, whatever you're using. When you're that close to your artwork, you're scrutinizing every single detail while simultaneously having the thought of, this needs to be done today. And I just don't think that allows very much room for creativity. So try to step back away from your artwork. And oh my gosh, this one, I don't even know if it's a tip, more like a life lesson. If you don't like your drawing, and you know, even halfway through your drawing being done, that you don't like it, it's okay to start over. If you know, especially that the other thing you actually want to draw will actually get done because you're excited about it, just do it. I was trying to force myself to do Mothman, and I got so far into this stereotypical rendition of Mothman, and I realized I just didn't want the man part. I just wanted to draw a moth, and this is how far I got along. And I just looked at it and I felt in my gut, I was like, I'm not happy. And I want to be happy with my art. And I was not. I was not pleased with this. So I threw it away. I threw it away and was like, I know that the other idea I have, I love way more. And I know I will get it done today. Like, I know I will. In fact, the other piece I loved so much more right here. I just turned Mothman into a moth because it's a lot more like my style, I believe. And art style is a huge, huge topic. I could do like 10 videos just on that. But point of the matter is that I'm in a place where I know my work pretty well and my style, I guess you could say. And I felt like this was a lot more in line with the kind of work I want to create versus the other concept I had. And I knew that specifically from how much more excited I was to work on this piece than the other one. I think after so many years of creating work I didn't want to create, but because I had to create it, whether it was because of college, I went to art school, or for commissions I was doing just to do them and have money, over time I kind of forgot to listen to my gut and listen to what actually made me excited to make art in the first place. And the more you listen to that voice as you create your work, the more likely you're going to get work done faster. And you're going to have a body of work that better represents the stuff that you're excited about. And when you have a body of work of things that you like to do, you're going to attract more work doing things that you want to do. So I think it's very important to be excited about what you're making. And if you honestly feel like, I hate this, I want to start over, but oh my god, I can't because time, I guarantee you, just get started on it. Just get started on the concept that you're actually excited about. Scrap the other one. Worst case scenario, like honestly, you have 2 half-finished pieces and you post them online. Ask your audience, which one do you like better? And whatever one is better, you can always just finish it another time. It doesn't have to be done. And that's like worst case scenario. And honestly, that scenario is not that bad versus having a finished piece that you absolutely hate. So, yeah. Anyways, back to the actual drawing. I worked a lot on ink in this drawing, so I wanted to keep the color of it very minimal. So I thought just doing a candlelight glow on everything would be a nice way to introduce some color, and it would also tie in Mothman's red eyes. And I just thought that the orange, yellow, and reds all looked really good together and created kind of a warm atmosphere around his little lamp, his little candle. You know, this piece taught me that I enjoy making scary things cute and cute things horrifying. I really think that is a true statement about the crap that I make. And also, I don't take Mothman seriously. I've seen what you guys post, okay? I've seen what a lot of artists on Instagram post. Like, half of them are pinups of Mothman wearing, like, fishnets. Like, I see you, and I'm here for it, okay? But, Yeah, I don't know. I just don't take Mothman seriously. Sorry to his cult or whatever, but yeah. I messed with some of the blending options for the lighting, and I wound up sticking with the hard light option. And here's some details on how this one turned out. Day 3. Day 3 was will-o-wisp, and the descriptive word was lost. And I looked up the backstory about what a will-o-wisp was because my only knowledge of anything remotely close to that is what's his face, Wisp or something from Animal Crossing. Yeah. So I looked it up, and it's like a spirit orb or some sort of apparition lost in a forest or just lost wandering around. And I wanted to do a cool ink forest with a lot of texture, and my idea was to have the ghost or the wisp, whatever, be done in color. By the way, brushes I'm using, so if you go into Procreate and you go to ink, I'm using Mercury for all of this cross-hatching, and then for painting, I just use a brush under the painting tab, and it's called the gouache brush. Because I use gouache in real life, so I'm trying to make this match my traditional work. Real life? Traditional work isn't real life. Whatever, that was weird. Anyways, so I did a lot of texture for the foresty part of it, and then the ghost is going to be blue, kind of transparent, done in full color. And when I first started doing the sketch, I was originally just going to do a smoky looking orb, but I thought that looked too plain, and it kind of looked like a sperm cell, and I don't like that. Like, why would I draw that? No. So I put a skull inside the orb wispy thing, and I think it made it a little bit spookier, which is the whole point. That's the whole point of this art challenge. October is when my soul is revived, and it is generally acceptable to be spooky. So here I am working on the outline of the wisp. I wound up changing its position a little bit because the way I had the wisp wrap around didn't feel balanced enough. I felt like there was too much going on the left side. So I erased some of those wispies and I added more to the lower right side, and it feels a lot more balanced now after doing that. Side note, I was watching the Witcher animated movie on Netflix while drawing this, and oh my god, watch it. It is so good. Anyways, for the colored part, I did use like a darker color and lighter color for shading. At first I wasn't going to because I was like, it's an apparition, there wouldn't be any shading. But, hear me out, okay? I made the highlights a lot more transparent. Like the mid-tone highlights, like where it's light blue, I made it very transparent. The shadow area is still a little transparent. And then I went in with just straight up white gouache paint in Procreate and did those very fine detailed highlights, and that really made it look wispy. Like it looks like a three-dimensional object, but it's transparent. Yeah, I hope I explained that well. It's kind of hard to explain how to paint things that are transparent. Anyways, that was it for days 1 through 3. I'll be posting again for days 4 through 7. I'll see you next week. Bye! Oh, also Wednesday I'll probably be posting a video showing you the sketch prompts for the following week.